sometimes I fall into a rabbit hole so deep, so dark, so triggering, and I'm like, oh, do I have unresolved issues? Do I need to start going back to therapy? Like, what is going on? Like, why did that trigger me so badly? And I was on TikTok watching through videos, and I heard this voice memo guy. The voice memo guy that has been trending on social media, specifically on TikTok. Yes, I bumped into someone listening to that voice memo, and I listened to it for like 3 minutes and like 3 seconds. Sorry, and I was like, "Whoa, I don't know." I don't know that I want to listen to this. So I just scrolled past it. And somehow I got dragged right back into this. Not voluntarily. I promise you, this was by some sort of coercion. TikTok decided to coerce me into watching this video. And here is the voice memo guy. Just in case you have no idea what the hell I'm talking about, let me introduce you to voice memo guy that brought up the conversations of, is this consensual? Was this coercion? Why am I getting triggered by this man?
I figured I'd send you a voice note because it's like easier than like texting all this. But anyway, had a good time tonight. Definitely think you are lovely.
Already, I figured I'd send you a voice note because I'm too lazy to send messages. This is immediately after their date, by the way. They've just gone out on a date. He hasn't even gotten home. She hasn't even gotten home, or they have just gotten home, and he's decided to send her a voice note. So we're like, okay, sir, what is it in this voice note that is so important that you decided to send me?
However, I would love to, if we're gonna go to your place on Thursday. I mean, I am looking to have that physical intimacy. To see.
Babe, you just met this man. This is your very first date. You've just ended your date. You've gone home, and somehow during the end of the date, you decided to invite this man to your house. That's what he says. He says, "I figure if I'm coming to your house on Thursday," which means they have organized another date, not at his house, at her house on Thursday.
See if like I am sexually compatible with you. So like if I'm gonna come over, like I would be hoping to like hook up, have sex, have a good time, have like that romantic spark and that physical spark there, for my own sake, because it's hard for me to continue dating someone and seeing them if I don't know if I'm sexually compatible. So
Okay. Clearly, many mistakes have been made. Many mistakes have been made so far. They just went out for a date. He gets home, decides to send her a voice memo. Says it's fine that we're supposed to be having a date at your place on Thursday. That's okay. We're having your date, our date. We're having our date at your house on Thursday. That's okay. However, there is something that I feel for myself I need to verify. Am I sexually compatible with you? Date number 2. Am I sexually compatible with you? So if I am coming to your house, I would like to explore that physical intimacy. Ooh, ooh. Okay. This is date 1. This is date 1. Okay, because we literally just had the date. And your train of thought is, hey, I want to know immediately whether you and I are sexually compatible, because for me it is important to understand whether or not I have physical chemistry with another individual before I proceed to go on this date.
I know you said I don't know about that. So like, yes,
Oh, hold on. They'd already had this conversation. Did he just say that? What he just said? What I think he said?
I know you said I don't know about that. So like.
I know you said I don't know about that, which means on the first date, you guys had a conversation about whether or not you wanted to get physical. The potential that you brought this up on the first date, saying, hey, can we fuck? Can we fuck tonight? And she was just like, I don't know. I don't know. So, ooh, child. He said said he wanted to get some on the night that you guys met during this date. You said, I don't know. I'm not sure about this. But then you proceeded to invite him to your house on Thursday. Girl, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Hey. You know for free this man just wants to fuck. That's what he wants to do. He just wants to get knee deep in. Ooh, getting in. And you invite him to your house on Thursday for your second date. Is it an American thing? Because
I guess my thing is like, what would be the point of me coming over then if we're not gonna like hook up and like cuddle and like be intimate with each other? And if that's what you don't want, that's fine. But like, I think we should just like end it here then, respectfully. My thing is like, what would be the point of me coming over then if we're not gonna like hook up and like
what would be the point of me coming over to your house for our second date on Thursday if we're not going to hook up? After you said you're not interested or you're not sure about hooking up, he says, I don't see the point of coming over to your house if we're not getting some. If I am not getting any, I am not coming to your house. Ooh. Okay, like what is the point? I need to make sure that we're sexually compatible. And I think that's the thing that's throwing me off a little bit is because he says, I want to make sure that we are sexually compatible, like we have sexual chemistry for me to continue on dating you, right? However, there is absolutely no point of me coming over to your house for the date. The whole moral of the story is you and I dating. But I don't see the point of me coming over to your house for our date. Oh, because if you're not putting out, there's really no point. So, what exactly is it that we're okay? Fine. So you come over to my house. We we do the nasty. We do the bouncy wow wow. Okay, tugging and pulling and biting and slurping, whatever the fuck is gonna happen in this house. Then what? What is the assurance? Okay, so you want absolute assurance that if you come over to my house on Thursday for our second date, that you're gonna get some bounce chicka wow wow. Okay. But there is no assurance for me that said bounce chicka wow wow happens. That said happens. What is the assurance that you and I are going to date afterwards? Like, what is the seal? Where is my oh child? This it just continues to trigger me. It just continues to trigger me, and I'm not sure this is triggering me because I'm not American and I don't understand how y'all date. But like, yeah.
cuddle and like be intimate with each other. And if that's what you don't want, that's fine. But like, I think we should just like end it here then, respectfully, just because I first date, that's fine. Like, you want to get to know each other, I'm all about that. But like, I am looking to have that physical aspect there, and don't.
First date, it's fine. We can date, we can get to know each other. But like second date, I need to get some. That oh oh. And if you're not sure, that's fine. We can just end it here. And maybe I don't understand English. Like maybe my comprehension skills are not that great. Maybe that's what I'm. Maybe that's the disconnect here. But like, if you tell me you and I are going to date, right? First date, we get to know each other. Second date, you want to get laid. However, if you don't get some, then we just end it here. Isn't that you already knowing in your mind that you find no attraction to me other than sexual? Isn't that isn't that an affirmation that you're not into me? So basically, what you're telling me, based on the comprehension skills that I have, yeah, little old me has, it sounds as if you already know you don't want to date me. You just want a bone. That's what it sounds like. And therefore, if you're not going to get laid, you don't see a point in dating me, right? What are we doing then? Like, why do you, what is there for me if I want to date? Like, if I am coming into this meeting you so you and I can date, have a full on romantic relationship, right? And you tell me that you're not going to unless I give you some, and therefore, if you're sure you're not getting any, you don't think we need to date. Maybe it's my comprehension skills. Please let me know. Is it my comprehension skills?
Continue seeing someone if I don't know if that's good, if that's not there or not. So
I don't want to continue seeing anyone if I am not sure that that's not there. If I don't get laid, I don't think I want to pursue this relationship. That's what I'm hearing. Again, maybe it's my comprehension skills.
up to you. Let me know. I'm happy to. If you do want me to come over, I'm happy to do so. Would love to have a good time, and we can have some wine, hang out.
You're sure that I'm coming over to your house, 100% sure that if I come over to your house, I'm gonna get laid, and you just wanna fuck. Like, if we are fucking, I am definitely willing to pursue this. But if not, let's just end it here.
Wine, hang out, and chill. But if you're not trying to hook up, then I think we should just go our separate ways. Let me know.
If you're not trying to hook up, then let's just go our separate ways. Now, I have broken this down in so many different ways in my mind, and I'm chalking it up to it's clear what this man is saying. If someone sent me this voice memo, I would 100% be certain in my mind that this isn't going anywhere. This is just a hookup, the end. He just wants to get some, no more. You're just a warm body, okay? He just wants to get his dick wet. That's what it's sounding like to me. And the question then is, what is her motivation to say yes? Okay, yeah, sure, come over. But also the fact that the two of them had had a conversation prior to this on their very first date, where he brought it up and she said, oh, I'm not sure. There are many things about this voice memo that are throwing me off, and maybe it's a context thing as well, because we don't have full context of what's going on. What we know is this was their very first date. They met for the very first time, and somehow the conversation ended or landed at, I want to hook up. And she said, no, I'm not too sure about that. But then continued to invite him to her place for a date, which I, again, don't know, maybe it's just an American thing. I don't see how, if I don't want to hook up with you, I'm inviting you to my house. Like, where it's just central public locations only. Until I am certain that I want to bounce chicka wow wow, right? Until I am certain that you and I are gonna do the nasty, I'm probably gonna stick to public places. I am not coming over to your house. You're not coming over to my house. That's just how it works in my head as a Kenyan girl. That's how that works. But like, you inviting him over to your house could be for many reasons. Maybe it was your turn to pay for this date. Again, it was your turn to pay for the date. He's paying date one, you're paying date two, and you want to save on cost. So you're going to allow him to come to your house because you're just trying to save on cost. You probably have an elaborate dinner that you like to prepare for the people that you're pursuing. Maybe that could be it. There could be a myriad of reasons why you would want this man to come to your house. And I don't understand it, but like, girl, do you? However, he is also so emboldened to send you this voice memo, because essentially he's telling you, yeah, the first day was cute, but I want to fuck. That's what I'm here for. I came for the niggas, okay? And if you don't want to, then I'm over it. Like, that's what I want in a relationship. I want to get some. That's what he's saying. I don't actually, technically, I don't want a relationship. I just want to hook up. And all this in between stuff that is being done is pretty much for your own, for you. And I went on the first date and had a conversation with you for you because that's kind of sounding like what you want. So I think the issue for me here is that these two people are in such different places in that she wants a relationship, he wants to hook up, right? That's what it's sounding like to me. However, a huge conversation about coercion came into play and manipulation came into play. And when I listened to it the first time, I was very triggered. And I was asking myself, why am I so triggered by this? Why is the way that this man is talking to this woman, why is him dangling relationship in front of her? Like, because he's saying, here's the relationship, here it is. But like for us to get to this relationship, you need to fuck me first. Like you need to, I need to get some first. But like the relationship is somewhere over here, right? It's like right here. You can see the relationship right here. But I'm like, if the relationship is over here, I am here telling you that for you to get this, you need to meet me where I'm at, which is, right? You need to. So, is that where the manipulation comes into play? Is that where, and is that what triggered me? And I think I remembered, I remember this one guy that I went out with for like a solid 2 days. And he invited me over to his house because he promised he was going to cook for me. I'm going to make you dinner. Come over to my place. So I went over to his place for this supposed dinner. And dinner was, did we even have any? I can't remember. I don't even remember whether we ate, to be honest. But it's time for me to go back home. And I'm like, hey, I'm just going to go home. He's like, no, please stay the night, stay the night. And I tell him, listen, I can stay the night 100%, but I don't want to. So if that's going to be an issue, let me just head home, right? Like if you're going to try and pursue some sort of sexual encounter, I'd rather go home because it's not going to happen and I don't want either of us to be frustrated. So I'm going to go home. And he says, no, I promise I'm not going to bring it up, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, okay, cool, bet. Sure, it is late anyway, might as well stay over. So we've had the conversation of like nothing's happening. Now, later on in the night, when we eventually get to the bed, he's trying to pursue it. And obviously, I'm like, I told you this already. I don't want to. But he's like, really, like, you're staying over. How can you just stay over and then nothing happens? Yada, yada, yada. I'm like, but I already told you. I really did. We had this conversation. I said no, and I don't think I'm changing my mind anytime soon. But he persists and he insists. And I still say no. And you know what this man does? He literally makes a sound. He goes, ugh, okay, fine. Then he turns to that side of the bed, facing that way, throwing a tantrum. He faced that side and threw a full on tantrum on that side. He was just like, oh. He was mumbling. I could hear him mumbling. And to an extent, I was like, ugh, Amma, do I just do it? Do I just do it to get over it? I don't want to get him angry, I did say I'm going to stay over the night and maybe I implied something by it. Maybe I should have, maybe me staying over was like a sign that I should have or it was going to happen. So do I just do it? And am I? See, that is what happens in this context. She said, I don't want to. He said, okay, then I don't want to come over. I don't want to have a date with you. However, I'm still keen on coming over if you're going to have some sort of relation with me. And she's now stuck with that thought in her mind of, I really probably want to meet this guy for another date. Of course she did. That's why she invited him over. I want this guy to come over for this date. But if I do say yes, am I implying that this is going to happen? Like, is that just a stamp of, yes, you're coming over, we're definitely boning. Is that an outright 100% assurance for him? Or if he comes over, maybe he'll change his mind. Maybe I can convince him to change my mind. You see that rationale? The fact that you're going in your mind back and forth, going like, oh, should I not? Maybe if he comes over, he can. I feel like that's where it feels a bit manipulative. Because if she wants to see him, she has to somehow say yes to the sex. If she doesn't want to see him, it's not an issue. It's an non-issue 100%. This guy doesn't want to see her unless something is happening. But if she wants to see him, then she has to decide in her mind that it's going down. That it's going down ahead of time. It doesn't matter what happens during this date. He may come over to her house and he's rude, abrasive. He just does or says something that's just like, ooh, no. But as long as in his mind, as long as he's coming over, this is happening. That I think is where it kind of can be a bit manipulative, and to an extent it is a bit coercive. And I know a lot of other people had their own opinions on the matter. Like a lot of other people had, it was a very split conversation because we had some people who agreed with it and some people who disagreed with it. So this one lady completely disagreed with it.
I think a lot of us can agree that this is not the kind of man we would even want to go on a second date with. So those of you who are trying to say like, oh, why would he bring it up so early? This is the kind of thing that like you date for a while and you feel it out and da 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 da. Like several of you actually said something to the effect of like, well, they should have just kept on dating for a little bit and he shouldn't have such expectations. No, he's told you what his expectations are. That's when you cut a man off. You don't keep dating the man who's already told you his expectations and they don't align with what you want for yourself. He makes it clear in the voice note that this is not the first time that he has expressed this to her. So he already has told her, hey, listen, Kitty is really important to me. I really want to know if we're compatible in that way. And I want to know early on. Girl, if that's not something that you're down for, stop dating him. Tell him it was great seeing you. Thank you for a lovely first date. I don't think this is going to work out, and move on. Those of you who are trying to say he should have been fine with waiting a couple more dates, he's just going to be dating other women in the meantime. He's just going to end up cheating on you if you think you're in some sort of exclusive situation. And if not that, he's just going to ghost you before you ghost him. I don't understand why, once again, if he expressed to you already what he expects and it's not in alignment with what you want, you would want to continue dating him and hope that what? Your shining personality is going to win him over and change his ways? No, his personality.
Your shining personality is going to win him over and change his mind. I think that that's actually a big issue for me because essentially he's been very explicitly clear about what he wants, right? And the expectation of you wanting anything with him means that you have to put out. Like, that's just it. And also, there is absolutely no assurance that this man is going to stick around once he gets the kitty. Once the poussoir is out, that's it. He might stay, he might not stay. But if he decides to stay, then you continue. Henceforth, every single time you meet this man, he's expecting to get some. That's what it sounds like to me. So
he's already set, he's told you about it, and you're in denial. So now you're just sitting here ignoring red flags and getting more attached to a man who's only going to let you down. I don't understand.
Yeah, why are you going to stick around and try and get... This man is already giving you red flags, 100% yes. He's already a red flag to me. Why then would you pursue anything more with this person?
I don't understand at what point in this story you thought it was going to turn into a good, healthy, happy relationship. And lastly, there's been a lot of conversations around, is this consent? Is this coercive? Is he being manipulative? All I'm really seeing that I can discern is that this is a person who is directly communicating what he wants, and he's just doing it poorly. He's not very good at saying this in a way that sounds enticing or reassuring. Putting myself in that man's shoes, which I hate to have to side with a man on this, if I have already told a woman, hey, I'm really interested in getting to know you intimately as soon as possible, and then she invites me over to her house for the next date, I'm gonna make sure that she is telling me straight up what to expect when I go over there. Do I need to go and scrub my funky little balls, or am I just coming over for fettuccine alfredo? You don't have to like what he's saying. You don't have to like how he's saying it. I definitely think that this man could use a communications course, but at the end of the day, he directly communicated his expectations, and it was on her to respond to that appropriately. In summary, I think that this is exposing a lot of pick-me behavior from women who would have wanted to prolong a situation with somebody who has exhibited red flags instead of just cutting him off to begin with. I also think that this is exposing the fact that a lot of men need a little bit more help in terms of how to communicate ideas like this effectively. effectively, because I don't think that the idea he was trying to get across is necessarily the issue here. I think that the issue is how he communicated it. He sounded like a douchebag.
So that's the thing that I think maybe we need to have a conversation about. Is it that we want to be with someone, anyone, at the expense of ourselves? Is it that we need to be with someone so bad that you will see a red flag and you will hope and be quiet about it long enough in the hopes that this person is going to change, or you're going to somehow change him? I don't know. That, to an extent, I see her saying it's not coercion. And I agree, it is not coercion. He's being very upfront about what he's saying and what he wants. But at the same time, it's very forceful. He's saying it in a very forceful way to me. Given the example that I'd given you before, it just sounds a bit forceful. It sounds very, hey, here's the relationship, but if you want a relationship with me, I want to get some. So, that's what it comes off to me as. But then there was someone else who actually disagreed 100% and said that to him, this is manipulative. So here we go.
In his voice memo, he references a conversation he had with her about physical intimacy and how she went, I don't really know. And then he goes on trying to convince her, well, it's really important to me, so I don't want to go on another date with you unless that's like a pre-planned, promised thing. And people are like, wow, he's clearly communicating what he wants. Consent, yeah. Well, hold up. If I say to someone, hey, do you want to sleep with me? And they go, I don't really know. You should be trying to understand and gain clarity about why that's what they said versus go, I think I'm going to do something to try to apply more pressure so it's a yes. Because as a boundary, if I ask questions to better understand you, I can make a choice for myself, which is, because of this and this isn't going to work for me, so I'm not going to go on a date with her. However, instead of doing that, he just goes, I want this, and I'm going to apply pressure with my boundary. It's a controlling rule based around her taking action versus him understanding her, and then him taking action. That's the difference. Especially because this is somebody she doesn't really know. They probably hung out for a few hours. What happens if she's like, you know what? Sure, that might be fun tomorrow. And then they're hanging out, and she's going, you know what? This guy's giving me bad vibes. I do not want to sleep with him. If I tell him, hey, I know we said this, but I don't want to, is he going to respect my consent? I don't know. I don't know how that's going to go. He could get really angry. He might get very aggressive. All he needed to do was say, you seem uncertain about a thing. My boundaries are that that's really important to me, and I wouldn't want to go on any further dates with someone if that wasn't their vibe. So I'm all done. It was nice meeting you, and if you ever change your mind or are curious to explore this, you can hit me up. Put the ball in her court. And instead of pre-scheduling intimacy, just set intentions. He could have said, hey, just so you know, as long as you're cool with it, I'd love to sleep with you on our next date. So, I'm going to be kind of, putting the hand over your shoulder. I might kind of test the waters. I'm trying to go there. And if you don't want that, please let me know, because that's what I want. And I don't want to waste my time or your time or make you feel uncomfortable. But see how you can say it in not such a creepy way? In some
And unfortunately, that's the reality of things here. Unfortunately, the two of them were wrong, because it seems as if she would have wanted to go on another date with him, but he didn't give her the chance to go on this date because he was very clear that he wants to just fuck. And it is irritating because, to an extent, it is a lot of pressure to put on someone who is curious about dating you. It's a lot of pressure to put on anyone to be just like, yeah, I just want to fuck, or I have to fuck. We need to do something before I can continue on with making my decision. It just sounds outrightly like he wants to hook up, but he promised a relationship at some point. The pursuant, aka in this case, this girl, she wanted a relationship, he wanted to hook up. They're just in different places. So her even inviting him to her house is already a thing for me, when I'm going oh girl, you shouldn't have done that. Because if this person already told you that this is what they want, and you invite, the implication of you saying, okay, fine, come over to my house, let's have a second date, it's a lot. But also, you having to be 100% upfront with the fact that if he comes over, this is going to happen, is a lot of pressure. It threw me off so bad. And I agree with a couple of people who said that sometimes the reason why a lot of us are triggered by something like this is because we have experienced something similar to it. And therefore, it just takes us back to that place where you felt the pressure, you felt the weight of having to do something or wanting to be with someone. I don't know, the pressure of, I like this person, I want to be with them, but they seem to be giving me an ultimatum that I'm not too comfortable with accepting right now. If I change my mind later, what happens? How do I bring up this conversation of, okay, maybe yeah, he can come over, and then I'm just like, yeah, sure, might as well. We should. That's why I'm inviting you over to begin with. However, once he gets there, he's sure about what he wants, and you change your mind, how do you bring up that conversation? How do you even have that conversation? That pressure of, I've changed my mind, or I don't want to still, and then how you bring it up, that's where I see the pressure, right? That's where it becomes like a bit, okay, I don't know. Anyway, these are the ramblings of a person who's already married. So I don't know, maybe I'm wrong altogether. Let me know what your thoughts are, because honestly, it threw me. It really triggered me. And I don't know how to feel. I don't. I don't know.